This is going to be my first stream in a while because I have been recovering from COVID. So let me apologize in advance if I suddenly mute my audio. I'm probably coughing up a lung, so I don't want you guys to hear that. But this is a gameplay Huntress from a user named James B. James B is a relatively new player, so you are going to be seeing him make some mistakes. But that's fine, we are all here to learn, so no problem. So, before we start, let's take a look at his perks. So we have Whispers on Huntress, which is fine, you know. Whispers is a pretty good pick. Huntress Lullaby. I'm not a big fan of this one, mostly because the effect doesn't really start making an impact until you start getting hooks, and by that time the hex could be cleansed, so I'm not a big fan of Lullaby, but you know, we'll see if it does anything. And what is this one? Beast of Prey? Yeah, this is not a very good perk on anybody. I wouldn't pick this. And we have Surge, or Jolt, because they renamed it, right? Also not a very good pick on Huntress because Jolt only procs when you down a survivor with your basic attack. And Huntress is going to be downing survivors with her hatchets, so you may not get much value out of this one. So yeah, that's it for the perks. Grabbing some envelopes. All right. Okay, let me rewind here. So right here, the very important breakable wall. If you don't break this wall, there is a window right next to it on the other side. And this window is a very safe window if this wall is not broken. So in pretty much every instance, this door should be broken. I'm not sure why she just took the hits there, but I guess she gave up. So, let me go back here. You did down her with your melee attack, right? So it did trigger Jolt, but this gen did not start regressing after you downed her. I'm pretty sure this is because she was still working on the gen as you downed her, so it didn't regress. But in this case, since you're right here, I would probably go and kick it so you can get some more some regression from that gen. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, so to your right, there is another very important breakable wall. This one should always be broken the moment you see it, considering you're not doing anything else at the time. This window becomes very safe if this wall is not broken. A clean hit there. Nice. Another good hit. Very nice, very nice. 3 hits in a row. These hallways do make landing hatches very easy. This is a very bad play right here. I'll show you why. So let's go back. You got the hatchet, that's fine. So let's see, who is this player you downed here? It's Jane, right? Okay, so you down Jane at the end of the hallway. You go and hook Meg here. After you hook Meg, what you should have done is you should have went down the hallway and picked up Jane. You don't want somebody to save her after hitting her with the hatchet, doing all that work to get those kills, right? But instead of going to pick her up, for some reason, you go to the gen and you kick it. And then somebody went and revived her right after. So I would not have done that. I would have went and picked her up. You just basically took away a lot of the pressure you're putting on the team by doing that. That might have been a reflex, which is fine because sometimes I do that myself. But if a survivor is right in front of you and you have some hatchets, it's a better idea to use your hatchet first if they're at point and blank range, you know, like right in front of you. You get a reduced attack cooldown, reduced movement speed penalty, throwing the hatchet. So it's easier to a hatchet throw first and then follow up with a melee. Okay, a very nice throw over the counter there. I do want to point something out though. Let's rewind a bit. Okay, so we are chasing Jane here. You see, I did mention this a bit earlier in the game, but you have this very important breakable wall here. You did not break it earlier in the game. So this chase lasted a lot longer than it should have. You could have cut her off right here. Maybe you could have thrown a hatchet through the doorway. If this wall were broken, you should have just broke it earlier. And there goes your Huntress lullaby. Let's see, wait, did I miss something here? Let me rewind real fast. So, right here, okay? Right here, this was where your Huntress lullaby totem was, okay? It was cleansed maybe 10 seconds ago. So I would have checked behind this bookcase because it's very likely the survivor was hiding after they broke this because they heard your lullaby and they're like, oh no, you know, Huntress is coming, I should probably hide. There's a very good probability that they were behind this bookcase. miss there. Yes, the misses here. Let's rewind for a second. So, you know Meg is running down this hallway, right? The straight line right here. She might turn into this room right here, but let's just assume she's going to keep running down the hallway. But she has a lead on you in terms of distance, right? What you might have wanted to do was wind up your hatchet at this point, and then the moment you gain a line of sight on her, you can let the hatchet go, and she'll have a lot less time to react to it because she doesn't see you charging up the hatchet. She doesn't know that you have a hatchet ready for her. So that would have improved your odds of hitting her here. But instead, you wait like 2 seconds after she can see you to wind up a hatchet, and that gave her plenty of time to react to your throw. Ooh, very nice hit there. It was kind of lucky though. Ooh, okay. Let's rewind here and see what went wrong. So you got Meg here. She's running into this very safe room, right? This is one of the safest pallets on the map. There's really nothing you can do once this gets dropped other than break it, because the time to go around the pallet is so long, the survivor has plenty of time to react to you moving around the loop to try and cut her off. So you don't have any hatches right now. Maybe a smart thing to do would have been to reload first before trying to circle around. But honestly, you shouldn't have circled around at all. This is a very safe pallet. It's like a god pallet, right? You could have just chased her into this room, broke the god pallet, reloaded your hatchets, and kept chasing her after that. But instead, what you do, and you have no hatchets, by the way, so you can't really catch her out if she decides to, run up the stairs or something. You just keep running. You keep going around this, and you can hear she has plenty of time to go out the other exit, and she just gets away. It's that easy, because this is a very safe pallet. And another mistake you made is you didn't go back to kick it. So that pallet's going to be there for next time. Whenever somebody else gets into a chase with you, they're going to be able to use that pallet, and you are not going to catch whoever that person is. Okay, now this just made me scratch my head right here, okay? Look, you got the breakable wall right in front of you. It would have been so easy. It would have taken you even less time to have broken this wall than to have vaulted the window next to it. So, I'm just saying, this wall should be broken right now. I mean, maybe it's because, like I said at the beginning of the stream, James B is a newer DBD player, so he may not be aware he can break these walls. But if he is, then this wall should have been broken, okay? I know he's a newer player, but these mistakes, they really should not be ignored. Let me go back. I'll probably give him a broken key for this whole God palette scenario right here. And I would give him a broken key for vaulting the window right next to a very important breakable wall. And once again, you pass right by this very important one. Some gems popping. Okay, let me rewind a little bit here. Let's see if I can do a couple frames. Okay, so right here, 3-gen setup right here. Very good. Pretty easy to patrol. Oh, let's see what you do with it. And like right here, you're looking at it again, right? Right here, it's like, oh, it's so obvious. I should just hang around these 3 gens because this is where the survivors are going to go, right? But you're actually running to the corner of the map where there are no gens. You're running to the corner of the map where a gen just popped. And granted, you do run into a survivor here, okay? It's possible, of course, you can run into survivors who just finished their gen, and that's good, but I think it was more luck than anything. So, in my opinion, your focus should have been on the 3 gens here. So yeah, just keep in mind your generator priority, focusing your efforts on where you should be at any given time. Also, again, you used your melee instead of your hatchet. The chase would have been over faster if you had hit her with a hatchet instead. A nice ace, taking a hit there. See, you're looking at it again. 3-gen setup right here. Where are you? You are at the 1 gen that is farthest away from all the other gens. Now, granted, you may want to secure this kill because it is sort of late into the game and you don't have any sacrifices yet. Maybe you want to secure a kill, which is fine. We'll see what happens. Gen's almost done. But yeah, while you were kicking that, somebody just went and saved her. So much for trying to secure a kill there. Very fortunate that you ran into her. And again, very fortunate that she doesn't have D-Strike. Okay, so I want to point something out here. You're carrying her to the hook, right? So that's fine, carrying someone to the hook, no issue here. Until you see this survivor right here, right? So what is the issue? The issue is that you lose the survivor during the hooking process. And why do you lose her? Why do you lose her? It's because you turn your camera towards this wall. There's absolutely no reason not to be facing the survivor that is running away from you. Like, well, what's so important about the wall? There's nothing here. There's no information to be gained looking at the wall. You don't see them. They're not in your line of sight anymore. You're not facing the right direction. While you're carrying the survivor for as long as you can, keep your eye on any nearby survivors who are running away from you, so you can continue chasing them after you're done hooking the current survivor, right? So that's what you should have done. That's why you lost her after the hook. Okay, so this ace actually did a pretty cool play. Let's rewind and see how he did it. Okay, so you see this gen pop, right? That was ace. Ace finished the gen, and he knows that you are coming from this direction, you know, because you just hooked his teammate from over here, right? So what does he do? What does he do? You finish the gen. He knows you're going to come into this entrance. It's the most logical thing to expect, right? So he had about maybe 5 to 10 seconds or something. It wasn't that much time, but it was enough time for Ace to walk from the gen over to this opposite exit right here. So he's already over here. He's over here. And you don't see him because you're a bit slow. I'm not talking about like mentally slow. I mean like Huntress is a slow killer, okay? You know, you're kind of slow to getting over here, so you don't see him. Which is why you see him walking in this direction, because he was right here. He knew you were coming through this other entrance, so he went through this opposite entrance and just sidestepped you. And that's how he got away. Oh, there goes the gates. But I want to point something out here. So yeah, you're following this trail. This is Ace's trail, right? So you do notice the trail kind of goes cold here, and it disappears. There's nothing here. So you look around a little bit. You're like, where'd he go? But you know, the moment you don't see the trail continue this direction, you should have done a 180 here, because if you look at this point, you will also see some scratch marks heading to the left here. And it's very possible that he ran to the left instead of going for the gate. So if you didn't see any scratch marks over here, you should have went the opposite way. This has been a tough game for you. Let's see if you can catch someone though. Okay, let's rewind here. So you do find Ace, but you could definitely have landed a hit earlier had you noticed these sparkles right here. These sparkles are from the Lunar New Year events. If you had seen them, they're actually quite obvious in the bush, because it's, you know, the sparkles are like white and the bush is black, right? So very obvious right here. He's crouching. You could have got him with a hatchet, easy. You could have body blocked him with a hatchet and then followed up with a melee. Would have been like 5 seconds to down him. But you did miss him, which is fine, because like I said, James is a newer player, so he may not know that. But just pointing that out for you. Okay, that is a beautiful throw. Beautiful throw right there. Great job. Nothing bad to say about that. This is a god pallet on this map. If you had not hit him with that hatchet, he would have gotten away. So that throw was beautiful. Good job. And I will give you a key for that. Like a key moment thing, you know. Alright, you basically have a guaranteed kill right here. You can hear somebody opening the gate. It's actually quite loud. So that gate's basically open. Ooh, she kind of ran right past you there. Let me see. Let me see what happened here. Okay, I'm pretty sure that Meg has sprint burst. Pretty sure. I think when I checked the perk, she did. So that might explain why she was able to just run past you there. Very nice. 1-2 combo. Ooh, okay. Alright, let's rewind here. Let's see what happened. So, basically what you did here, this is good, okay, this is good. You forced Meg to trade hooks. That's good. And then Jane, she kind of just comes out of nowhere. It looks like she was following Meg into the basement to take some hits for people, which is good survivor play. Then right here, you kind of lost the trail. You went in here and you're like, hey, wait a minute. She kept running this way. There was really no reason to actually go into the room here. Just a peek, just peeking into it like this was enough. You didn't see any scratch marks beyond this. But there were a lot of scratch marks to your right. So I would have just kept running to the right. There's no reason to actually go in here. But you did go in here and that kind of wasted some time. And you do lose the trail because of that mistake. But you do still wind up getting the Meg. So that is good for you. Let's see what they decide to do now. My guess is that they are healing, and maybe they're going to attempt to save Meg one more time. Yeah, that was a miss, an obvious miss. Ooh, a nice juke by Ace there. Wait, what was that? That was like so delayed. It's like, why did you continue to throw the hatchet even after she passed the corner here? You're just wasting hatchets, man. What happened? Why'd you do it? Oh, jeez. Okay, so these guys, basically, they just baited all of your hatchets, so you have 0 now, and they lured you away from the basement. And guess who is making their way to the basement right now? You are very fortunate that there is a locker right here. You wind up getting the Meg, which is great. There was a real chance you could have lost her here if Meg had D-Strike. You always have to consider that survivors can have D-Strike. It may have been a better idea to have left her on the ground for a minute. There is a risk in doing that as well, but decisive strike is very common, so just be aware of that next time. But thankfully, you do wind up closing the match with 2 kills. So, you know, despite all of your mistakes, you got 2 kills. So that's really good. Really good for a newer player as well. Let's check out the perks right here, right? Nobody had decisive strike, which is very fortunate for you. One of them had sprint burst, like I thought. Spine chill, spine chill. So yeah, nothing too oppressive here, which is just nice. Let me take a look at chat real fast. I'm sorry, did the survivor run into the basement even to rescue? That's a dumb idea. Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends. Against the Huntress, it is very risky to try and save someone from the basement because of the hatchet 1-2 combo. Makes it pretty easy to down people. Yeah, I mean, let's talk about some things James could have done better here. He got quite a few broken keys in this match. It was mostly related to the whole not breaking the appropriate walls. But he ignored a bunch of breakable walls in this game. It's like right here. This is a broken key moment right here. Ignored this breakable wall, right? Pretty bad. He vaulted this window. Okay, he is like, why would you vault the window when the breakable wall is right next to you? It just puzzles me. I don't know. I know he's probably a new player. He doesn't know he can break the walls because he didn't break any walls in this match. Okay, so I'm guessing he doesn't know he can break the walls. But still, it kind of triggered me. It triggered me, guys. Okay, he didn't break the wall right next to him. But yes, that was a mistake number 1. Just learn that you can break walls and which walls you should break. You know, this other one, he didn't recognize what a god pallet was, despite having 0 hatchets and her dropping this god pallet early. He still tried to go around the god pallet to get to her. Of course, she just vaults the pallet again, or you know, just drops it, vaults over it, and goes around the other exit. It's like very easy, no risk escape. And even after she drops the pallet, he does not go back and break it. He just leaves it there. He looks at it, he's like, oh, you know, maybe I should break it, and then he just doesn't. It's like, come on, man. That pallet is so important. You have to break it the moment somebody drops it, right? But he doesn't do that. And there were a couple instances where he lost track of the scratch marks. Jane here. It's like right here. He actually goes into this room. He didn't need to go into the room, but he went in there anyways, right? And he like lost track of the scratch marks. Lost track of them right here because of that mistake, right? But yeah, there are quite a few mistakes made. Also, towards the end here where he was throwing these hatchets and he was getting baited. They're basically baiting all of his hatchets to make the basement rescue easier. And they might have gotten away with it if it weren't for these meddling lockers. These lockers right at the top here. Show you. If these lockers did not exist, what was he gonna do? All he could do was melee attack. These 2 are healthy. They could have taken 2 melee attacks for the Meg right here, and they could have got her out of the basement. He's just very fortunate these lockers exist, you know? But yeah, you know, new player, it's okay, you know, lots of mistakes, but hopefully if you're watching, you learn from these, and you will get better. You did get some nice hits. Got one on ace right here. Very nice, very nice. That is a key moment right there. And you also got one where you hit him over the desk. Here, right here. This is it. Right there. Very nice throw. But yeah, man, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. There was just some mistakes that I think with some experience, just play a little bit more, you will learn, you'll get better. No big deal. But yeah, any questions?